Welcome back to my channel today. We explore the value of specific coins, the top 5 most valuable US silver, penny, half-dollar coins, value in market. First, the 1972D silver variety. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about what makes a coin valuable. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964, shortly after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Designed by Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparro, it became an instant icon. While most post-1964 Kennedy half-dollars are made from a copper-nickel composition, earlier ones and special varieties still hold silver content, which is a key factor in their value. So, why does the 1972D Kennedy half-dollar command attention? Unlike most Kennedy half-dollars of the era, certain varieties of this coin feature mint errors or unique characteristics that can drastically increase their value. The D mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced over 141 million Kennedy half-dollars that year. However, coins in uncirculated or mint state conditions can be worth significantly more, up to $500 or even $100, depending on demand. If your coin has unique errors, it could fetch anywhere from $2,000 to over $1,000 at auction. One notable example is a 1972 D half-dollar with a rare plancher error that sold for over $3,000. These coins are the ultimate treasure for collectors. If you think you've got a valuable 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar, the next step is getting it professionally appraised. Reach out to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to certify its condition and authenticity. Remember, a certified coin often sells for a much higher price. The 1972D Kennedy half-dollar might not look like much at first glance, but its potential value makes it a fascinating piece of history. Who knows, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. Next up, the 1989 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark. You'll be surprised to learn how even a coin in fine condition can hold value in today's market. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about the Kennedy half-dollar itself. These coins were first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination in 1963. They were minted in silver during their early years, but by 1971, silver was replaced with a copper-nickel composition for circulation coins. However, some collectors and enthusiasts still wonder about the value of later years, like the 1989 version, especially with the P mint mark, which signifies it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, when we talk about a coin being in fine condition, it's important to understand what that means. A coin graded as fine shows moderate wear, with the major details still visible, though some finer details may be worn out. It's not pristine, but it's far from being a heavily worn or damaged coin. In 1989, Kennedy half-dollars were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, which means they don't have intrinsic silver value. However, their collectible value comes from demand, rarity, and condition. For a coin in fine condition, the value largely depends on what collectors are willing to pay. The structure was composed of rust copper and chameleon copper, rust copper being twice as strong a copper as any other component, and chameleon copper is of higher quality, restoring the balance of the surroundings. As of today, a 1989 Kennedy half-dollar with a PM mint mark in fine condition is typically valued at around $600 in the current market. That's close to its face value unless you find a buyer who appreciates its historical significance or is completing a collection. However, higher grades, like MS65 or proof versions, can fetch significantly more. Here's a quick tip. If you have a 1989 Kennedy half-dollar, always check for errors or varieties. Errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can make your coin much more valuable. Even common coins can surprise you if they have unique characteristics. So while the 1989 Kennedy half-dollar with a P mint mark in fine condition isn't breaking any bank, it's still a fascinating piece of American history and a great way to introduce yourself to coin collecting. Plus, who knows, you might come across a rare era that skyrockets its value. Next up, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark in very fine condition. First, let's take a quick look at the Kennedy half-dollar series. Introduced in 1964 to honor the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, these coins hold a special place in American numismatics. Initially minted in 90% silver, the composition changed to a copper nickel clad by 1971 for circulation coins. But collectors still love hunting for valuable varieties and minting errors. Now, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark was struck in Denver. While it's not made of silver, its historical significance and collector demand give it value beyond its metal content. And today, we're talking specifically about coins in very fine condition. So, what does it mean when a coin is graded as very fine? A VF coin shows light to moderate wear on the high points, but the major design elements, like Kennedy's profile, are still sharp and clear. You'll notice some wear on his hair and the eagle on the reverse, but the overall detail is quite appealing. For the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar, a VF grade strikes a balance between affordability and collectability, making it an attractive option for hobbyists and new collectors alike. Alright, let's get to the burning question. What is this coin worth in today's market? The value of a 1983 Kennedy half-dollar with a D mint mark in very fine condition depends on a few factors: collector demand, rarity, and overall market trends. As of today, a typical 1983 D Kennedy half-dollar in very fine condition is valued at around 50 cents to $1.50. This is primarily due to its common mintage and lack of precious metal content. However, higher grades, like AU or MS mint date, can be worth more, ranging from $500 to $2,000 or higher, depending on condition. Here's a pro tip for collectors. Always inspect your coins carefully. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to spot errors or unique characteristics. Also, store your coins properly to maintain their condition. Even slight damage can lower a coin's value. So, while the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar with the D mint mark in very fine condition might not break the bank, it's still a fascinating piece of American history and a great way to start or expand your collection. Remember, the true value of coin collecting isn't just in the dollars. It's in the stories, history, and joy of discovery. Next up, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, graded in extra fine condition. Let's start with a bit of history. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Initially minted in 90% silver, the Kennedy half-dollar was a way to honor JFK's legacy while also providing the US government with a valuable circulating coin. The 1973 version, however, was part of the series minted in copper-nickel clad, which replaced the silver content starting in 1971 for regular circulation coins. Now, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar that we're talking about today doesn't carry a mint mark, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. While it's not made of silver, it holds unique value among collectors, especially in extra fine condition. So what does it mean when we say a coin is in extra fine condition? Well, an XF coin has visible wear on the surface, but the key design elements are still very crisp and sharp. For a Kennedy half-dollar, you'll be able to clearly see President Kennedy's profile, the details of his hair, and the features on the reverse eagle. The coin may show some light wear on the highest points, but it should still have a lot of fine detail remaining. Extra fine coins are highly sought after because they strike a perfect balance between affordability and the quality of the coin's appearance, making them ideal for collectors who want a beautiful, high-quality coin without breaking the bank. Now let's get into the heart of the matter: the value of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar in extra fine condition. While this coin is not made of silver, its historical significance, combined with its condition, gives it a value that collectors are willing to pay for. As of today, the value of a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in extra fine condition typically falls in the range of $300 to $600. This might not seem like a huge sum, but keep in mind that prices can fluctuate depending on market demand, as well as any special factors like a particular coin's rarity or demand in certain auctions. What makes this coin interesting is its scarcity in higher grades. Even though the coin is not rare in terms of mintage, finding one in extra fine condition is what collectors often seek, especially since many were circulated and show more wear. Uncirculated or proof coins, coins that are not part of regular circulation but were specially minted in proof sets or mint sets, can command a higher price. These coins are often in pristine condition. So while the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in extra fine condition might not be one of the highest value coins on the market, it still holds significant value for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's a coin that deserves attention, especially if it's in good condition. And remember, with the right market conditions or a rare era, you could find a real gem. Next up, the 1984 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark. And more specifically, we'll look at what it's worth in dirty condition in today's market. Let's start by talking about the 1984 Kennedy half-dollar. This coin was minted to honor President John F. Kennedy and features his iconic profile on the obverse with the Great American Bald Eagle on the reverse. The 1984 Kennedy half-dollar was part of the regular circulation issue, struck in copper-nickel clad, meaning it doesn't contain any silver, unlike earlier Kennedy half-dollars which were made of 90% silver before 1971. The P mint mark indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia, which is crucial for identifying the coin, but also plays a role in determining its value. Despite not containing silver, the 1984 Kennedy half-dollar is still of interest to collectors. But the real question is, what happens if your coin is dirty? So, what exactly do we mean when we say a coin is in dirty condition? A dirty coin is one that has accumulated grime, tarnish, or even dirt from circulation or poor storage. This can often obscure important details and reduce the overall appeal of the coin. It might look like a mess, especially if it's been handled frequently or left out in less than ideal conditions. Although a dirty coin can still be worth something, the dirt and tarnish can lower the grade of the coin. A clean, well-maintained coin with sharp details will always be more valuable than one with grime covering its surface. But here's the catch. Even dirty coins still have value. In general, the 1984 Kennedy half-dollar is not considered rare. Since it's a copper-nickel clad coin, its intrinsic value is limited, meaning it doesn't have the kind of precious metal value that earlier silver versions do. Typically, this coin in good condition is valued between $500 and $700 in today's market. However, when it's in dirty condition, the value drops slightly. For a dirty 1984 Kennedy half-dollar in poor condition, you might expect to see prices range between $300 to $400. This value is based largely on the coin's metal content, its historical significance, and its relative abundance in circulation. Even with dirt or tarnish, the coin still has some demand, but it's definitely worth less than a cleaner, well-preserved example. Now, many collectors want to know, should you clean your dirty coin? Well, cleaning coins is a bit of a double-edged sword. While cleaning may seem like a good idea to restore a coin's appearance, in most cases, it can actually damage the coin and decrease its value. Harsh cleaning methods or using abrasive materials can scratch the surface and remove important details, which is known as cleaning damage. Instead of using harsh chemicals or abrasive materials, many collectors recommend gentle cleaning methods. If you want to remove dirt or tarnish, it's best to soak the coin in distilled water or use a soft cloth or brush, never a rough cloth or abrasive pad. Even better, many collectors prefer to leave coins in their natural, unaltered state to avoid diminishing their value. So, while the 1984 Kennedy $half with the P mint mark in dirty condition won't be worth a fortune, it still has some value in today's market, typically between $300 to $500. However, if you're a collector, it's worth considering the importance of condition. If you have a dirty coin, make sure you handle it carefully and avoid damaging it further. Next up, the 1977 Kennedy $half. But not just any 1977 $half today, we're focusing on those in extremely fine condition. The Kennedy $half, first minted in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination, has been one of the most iconic coins in American history. While most of these coins are common, today we're looking specifically at the 1977 version and how its value can surprise even the most seasoned collectors. Now, the 1977 Kennedy $half isn't considered particularly rare by standard definitions. In fact, the US Mint produced millions of these coins during the year. But the value of coins is determined by much more than just how many were made. It's all about condition. The US Mint produced these $half in large quantities, and in 1977, millions of them were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver. These coins were designed to replace the Walking Liberty $half, and they featured a portrait of Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, on the obverse, with the seal of the President of the United States on the reverse. So while it may not be rare in terms of production numbers, what can make the 1977 Kennedy $half valuable is its condition specifically. Coins that are graded as extremely fine. Let's talk about what that means. Grading is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect and 1 being essentially unrecognizable. When it comes to the 1977 Kennedy $half, a coin graded as extremely fine, that's a grade of 40 to 45, shows clear signs of wear but still has most of its original details intact. But there's more to it. Certain factors can cause the value to spike. For example, if you happen to find a 1977 Kennedy $half that's been well preserved, free from scratches, or if it has unique characteristics like a mint error, it could be worth far more. Let's take a deeper look at those possibilities. While most 1977 Kennedy $half are pretty standard, some collectors have found rarer variations that can command much higher prices. For example, a 1977 coin with a struck-through error, where foreign objects became embedded in the coin during production, could see a value increase. These errors make the coin unique and more desirable to collectors, pushing its value well beyond the typical $600 to $1,000 range. Once you know what you've got, you can sell it through various platforms. If you're looking to maximize your return, make sure to highlight the excellent condition and any unique qualities, such as mint errors, that might increase the coin's desirability. So, is it worth investing in a 1977 Kennedy $half? Well, as with any collectible, it all depends on your interest and how much you're willing to spend. If you come across one in extremely fine condition, it's certainly worth keeping, especially if you can find one with a mint error or special quality. But overall, the 1977 Kennedy $half won't make you a fortune unless you're lucky enough to discover one of the rarer variations. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you in the next video.